Hello, hi everyone. Welcome to ISEE 2020. My part is to share with you about children's readiness for school, which I will focus on the sensory motor development of a children for their readiness to enter kindergarten or elementary schools. So, the points of outline includes the roles of occupational therapy or OT in school readiness, and then the minimum domains that a children should have before they start the school, and then a little bit about the pyramid of learning or sensory pyramid, and then to understand children's motor development and to share with you some activities that can enhance their school readiness skills that can be applied either at home or in school or classroom. Currently, the school readiness is a viable strategy to reduce the learning gap and improve equity in achieving lifelong learning and well development among the children. The school readiness is important to make sure that the children are ready socially, emotionally, intellectually, and physically to enter any kindergarten or full-time elementary school. So therefore, there are some definition of school readiness that we can see here from Virginia Board of Education. They mention that the school readiness is the capabilities of children, their families, schools, and communities that will best promote student success in kindergarten and beyond. And the other definition by UNICEF 2012, they mentioned that the school readiness is a product of the interaction between the child and the range of environmental and cultural experience that maximize the development outcomes of the children. So we can conclude that the school readiness is not just about a child readiness, but it is about the readiness of their families, schools, and the communities that will promote the outcome of the children. Okay. So, like I said just now, school readiness and the transition of a child to a kindergarten or elementary school is not just about a child, but it involves their environment, which include their families, communities, peers, and teachers at schools as well. So all of these have their own rules. All of these have their own function for the children to get the benefit of the school, to get outcomes of the school, and then for them to be well developed. Okay, so as an occupational therapist, I would like to share with you our roles as an occupational therapist for the school readiness. So the roles of occupational therapists are to work hand in hand with special education teachers. So we need your input and we need the family's input to develop children's motor skills, cognitive skills, perceptual skills, independent skills in self-care, and also the coordination skills. All the skills listed here are the skills for the school readiness. They are very important for their school readiness in preparation for the small transition into the school. So what are we going to do with the children? Basically, we will conduct assessment for the school readiness of the children, and then after that we'll develop skills through our OT interventions. We provide intervention plan, we implement the activities for the children, we intervene the activities, and also we encourage home activities and program. We'll provide the home activity for the parents, and also we provide the classroom activity for the teachers suggested, and then we will consult with the parents and teacher about the children's problem. We need your feedback, we need the parents' feedback, and then also we can provide any adaptation and modification that are suitable to the children in classroom and also in school, and even we can help to adapt or modify any needs that's suitable for the children at home as well. Okay, so here are the minimum domains of school readiness for a child. Number one is the physical well-being or physical health. and motor development of the children. Number 2 is the language comprehension and development, which include their communication, speech patterns, and also the sentence structure. Number 3 is about the social and emotional development, which include their relationship, their social norms and customs, and their feelings, and also the ability to follow the rules and the instruction. Number 4 is the cognition and general knowledge, which include the mental process, thinking, and understanding. So from all of these domains, I would like to highlight the first one, the physical well-being and motor development, which include the sensory motor development as well. So I will share with you what are the activities that suitable for them, what are the activities that can enhance their motor development. Okay, and then I will also share with you about the normal development of the motor development for the children. So as we all know, motor development are divided into two, the gross motor and fine motor skills, and the children actually should achieve or should reach an appropriate milestone of development. When the children are not able to perform the motor skills at the appropriate milestone or not progress along a normal trend, a child may be at risk for missing out the potential learning and social experience. Okay, and children who demonstrate potential motor delay are at risk for continuing these delays throughout their later development. So it is important, we as a teachers, we as a parents, we as a therapists, to track their development and their milestone so that they can achieve and reduce the gaps of the delay among them. So here are some examples of the gross motor skill of a child. For example, by age of 11 months, they already start to walk independently. They can stand alone easily, and then but however, this gross motor development or this milestone is actually affected by their health, by their history of delivery. For example, if they delivered at a very premature age, they may have some delay, and also if they have some disability, they will also have a delay. Okay. So these are the fine motor skills or fine motor development among the children, which is the use of hands. For example, by 2 years, they have know their preferred hand, either to use a left hand or to use a right hand as a dominant hand. And by 2.5 years, they already have good tripod grasp, a good way to hold a pencil, a dynamic tripod grasping. And then by 4 years, they have a very matured pencil grasp to hold very small beads, for example. And then all the fine motor skills will promote a very important skills in classroom, such as for writing, using scissors, doing copying, doing activities like gluing, stamping, and all many more. Okay, so before we go beyond this, I would like to share with you about the pyramid of learning. So the pyramid of learning, also known as the sensory pyramid. So the sensory pyramid, this pyramid was developed by occupational therapist Kathleen Taylor and special educator Marian Trott using sensory integration theories by Jen Iris. The concept is to display the foundational skills that support the academic learning. If you can see, the academic learning is at the top of the pyramid. Okay, so the very foundation of the pyramid is the child's central nervous system, which is closely linked to their sensory system. So these are the sensory system, which is the olfactory, visual, auditory, gustatory, tactile, vestibular, and proprioception. So adequate sensory motor development, the second stage, the sensory motor development, is built on adequate registration and processing of sensory system, of sensory information. Okay, so sensory motor development here will then support the perceptual motor development, which include the eye-hand coordination, oculomotor control, postural adjustment, auditory language skills, visual spatial perception, and also attention. So these are the underlying supports. The perceptual motor development will then support their cognition and intellect, which includes their daily living activities, behavior, and academic learning. So all the three at the top here, the academic learning, daily living activities, and behavior are very related to the school readiness. Give them a very well preparation to enter a school. So we go back to down here, we should understand that the children should achieve all this before they get at the top here. Okay, so we must understand that the pyramid of learning is important. The registration, the information, the intervention, and their development in sensory system, their development in sensory motor development, their development in perceptual motor are very important before they can achieve their cognition and intellectual. Okay. Okay, so here are some sensory motor activities that I would like to share with you. As we can see in the previous slide, the pyramid of learning, the sensory motor development is very important before we can get the perceptual motor development, and also before we can get the cognitive intellectual development. So here are some of the activities that we can do for the children at home and also in the classroom to enhance their school readiness. Okay. Okay, so here are the tactile sensory activities that we can have and we can do with the children at home and the school in the classroom. For example, playing with Play-Doh, playing with sand, and playing with finger painting, so that the children can train to use their hand, to strengthen their hand. By using the Play-Doh, they can roll. Using the sand, they can feel, they can pick, they can touch, and then this one is good for them to prevent them from sensitive, because this activity will give the tactile stimulation for them, and then to use their hand, and then to help them to strengthen their muscles, hand muscles, and then for them to practice their pinch, their grasping, their grip, and all that. Okay. Other than that, some vestibular activities, some vestibular sensory activities that we can have with the children. For example, playing with swings is about balance. Vestibular is about balance. Okay, so using balancing beam or climbing this wall, lower wall, and then jumping on the trampoline. Okay, for example. Other than that are some proprioception activities. For example, wheelbarrow or animal walking is very good, and then playing with skipping, and then monkey bar, climbing, what else, jumping, for example. Okay. Okay, some gross motor activities and coordination activities that we can have. For example, playing with ball. There's a lot we can do with the ball. Throwing ball, catching ball, kicking ball, and all activities like throwing toes, sandbag, and all that. Okay, more activities in the fine motor and eye-hand coordination activities. For example, using this sugar tongue, fishing like this, using magnetic toys, and then using pegboard, stacking, lacing activities. This one is very good for eye-hand coordination, so that for the children to have a good attention, and then using hands, and also their concentration as well. Okay, so last one is the visual perception activities. It is good for children for their copying skills, matching skills, writing skills, which includes this block pattern activities, for example, and also the booklet activity, something like this, following the path, maze activities, and then also the cancellation activities, searching the odd objects, searching the same object, matching activities, and all that. I believe that all of these activities we can find out through our any website in the internet, and also there are many books out there selling all the activities like this. So this is called the visual perception activities that we can get for the children to train them even in schools and in the home. Okay, I think that's all from me. Just to recap, that I have shared with you the sensory motor activities that related to the school readiness skills that the children should have, that the children should learn, that the children should experience before they're ready to get into schools. Okay, so I hope all the parents and teachers can get something from me, and then to start doing activities with your children, guide them, give something that very value, that beneficial for them, to develop their skills, their gross motor skills, their fine motor skill, instead of they doing nothing, playing games, play with mobile phone, which is not very good for their development. Okay, if you have anything to ask, please email me to this email address, and I will reply to you whatever you ask that related to occupational therapy practice. Okay, thank you very much for listening. Bye.